This is the examiner's report for LA2 January 2012 analysing speech. Responses were mostly quite thorough, although many candidates still waste too much precious time beginning with an often lengthy, generalised commentary on context, audience and purpose, often as much as one side of writing, in a few cases even as much as two sides. That definitely needs to be avoided. Have a look at your intro. Although we're including context, it doesn't have to be lengthy, it can be written in a concise way. Have a go at writing one. Let me have a look at it and we can make some amendments. As off they would be well advised to cut much of this generalised introductory comment and begin answering the question and analysing the text in detail at much an early stage. Yeah, just make your intro concise. You need to include context at the start, but it doesn't have to be as lengthy as some of you are writing at the moment, although I don't think any of us are close to doing 1 to 2 sides. Both extracts offered opportunities for candidates to display their knowledge of speech and stylistic features, although some continue to feature spot and to miss out the vital explanation and analysis. Some candidates also continue to simply name features without giving examples, or list several features and then give a list of examples without any indication of which examples relate to which features. Try not to do that. So one terminology, one specific word or phrase from the extract, analysis. One terminology, one specific word from the extract, and then analysis. Again, something else which some of you are doing is saying things like fillers are used, such as are. And actually, the fillers used in the extract won't be are, but you're giving your own examples of fillers. Don't do that. Don't talk about terminology in such a general way. You need to pick specific extracts and examples from the extract, sorry. Okay. So both extracts offered opportunities for candidates to display their knowledge of speech and stylistic features. And so you need to do that, so speech and style. So take a look at the paragraphs, you need a whole range of stuff included. For example, a number of candidates made comments such as adverbs and adjectives are used here, and then gave a list of words. You need to say the adjective whatever has the effect of this, the adverb whatever has the effect of this. You need to show detailed and close analysis. If you're doing it in such a general way, you're really not going to get high up the mark scheme at all. This does not help to demonstrate candidates' ability to identify accurately the features. Some also continue to refer to elision and ellipsis as if they are one feature. That's probably because they're not sure which one is which, and that absolutely has to be sorted out. So if you don't know, check the website. Have a look at them both, look at the definitions, try identifying some, have a word with me, ask some questions, speak to your peers, find out the difference between them so that you feel confident using them. Again, theoretical models, steer away from them. If you've seen them on any other website, don't go near them, they're not going to help you in this exam. Often candidates used a clear comparative framework, others left the comparison as an add-on or as an incidental aspect of the analysis. Comparison has to be integrated, and it's the comparative framework that you've been given already by the exam board and by me that you should try and use. This way you're not going to neglect any kind of aspect of the analysis. Okay, there were a number of frequent misconceptions, the most common ones being Danny was the more dominant speaker in text A because he spoke more than Claudia, and because text A was a more spontaneous exchange, so the lexis must be more informal and of higher frequency than in text B. One other point of concern was the lack of focus sometimes shown on the question of films, with some very able candidates discussing many features of speech and word choices and relating them solely to attitudes in general and not in relation to the films in question. Attitudes is really important. Think about what your speaker's attitude is towards the subject and focus on that in detail. Overall, though, more able candidates showed a sophisticated grasp of features of speech and were able to integrate their comparisons to great effect. Analysis of attitudes in these responses was thoughtful and detailed. Weaker candidates were at least able to identify a range of features, even if their ability to comment on effects was limited. This seems to be quite a general statement on the bottom of every examiner's report that I've seen, so you need to not be in that category of the weaker candidates who were at least able to identify a range of features. You need to comment on the effects. Okay, it's not good enough just to be able to identify them. You need to think about effect. I've done a video on spontaneous speech a while ago. Admittedly, it was very badly edited, but it explained possible effects. Have a look at the effects poster in the classroom about possible effects, and work with your peers to analyse something and decide what the effect of each language aspect is. Relate it to context every single time. In terms of effect, it's how the other speaker might react to them. It might be how it helps them get their point across in most cases, and how it gets their specific attitude across to their audience.